What's going on, guys? Time to bring you guys a new video, and this gameplay is mainly going to be me using the new Skull Splitter, the new melee weapon. I ended up getting it out of my supply drop for the season pass, the 10 rare ones. But anyway, I do mainly use the Skull Splitter, but I do pull out the Brecci a little bit, but I end up going 39 and 14, I believe. And it's a pretty good gameplay just based off the class that I'm using. But I do want to talk about some of the new weapons and just all the weapons that they've added into the game in general. So when it comes to the melee weapons, I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't run around and use melee weapons unless I have to, like to get dark matter. I need to use the combat knife. But in general, I'm just not a big fan of them. Now, when it comes down to them, I've used the Fury Song, the combat knife, the Skull Splitter, and the wrench. Now, all three of those, besides the Skull Splitter, the one that I'm playing with, I feel like they had a little bit of a lunge, but that might just be because I used it a while ago. I don't know if they made any patches or anything, buffs, nerfs, anything in the game with the melee weapons, but they could have done that. But for this one, I feel like there's absolutely no lunge. You don't lunge after anyone. You have to be like right next to them in order to actually kill them, which I guess makes sense with a melee weapon, so I'm really not complaining about it. I'm just saying that's one thing I dislike, because I feel like in every other game, or even in this game before I guess there was a nerf or a patch, you had a little bit of a lunge towards someone to actually help you out in killing them with them. Now, when it comes to some of the weapons they added, the newest one, the FAMAS, I'm not a huge fan of it actually. I picked it up the other day and I started using it, and I just didn't like gun people down as much as I thought I would. Now, it could just be because the attachments on it, I don't really remember what attachments were on it when I picked it up, but that could be a big reason and why I wasn't a fan of it. But the reload time on it is extremely slow. The fire rate is actually pretty good, which is kind of weird because I didn't really kill people as fast as I thought I would. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Now, I really didn't get to make a class on my own because I didn't pull it, I didn't open it, I never got it. But I feel like that could change my opinion on it. I feel like if I was able to make a class, put my own attachments on it, I'd actually enjoy using it. I actually like it a little bit. So I don't really have too much of an opinion on it right now. But for what I said, what I've seen so far with it, I'm not a huge fan of it. Now, when it comes to the HG40, I'm a pretty big fan of that gun. I use that gun every time I can find it on the ground. I'll pick it up and use it. I feel like I just completely destroy people with it, and that could just be because I'm a huge submachine gun user. I pretty much use a submachine gun in every one of my games, and I don't know. I feel like submachine guns is just something that it fits my gameplay, I guess, because I like to run around, I like to get kills, I don't like to sit up in spots and use assault rifles, and I mean so submachine guns pretty much just fit the way I play the game. Maybe that's why I like the HG40 so much. The L4 Siege, the new rocket launcher, I've never used it myself, but I have seen it been used against me and to take things out, and it is extremely good. It has 4 bullets. It's just boom, 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 boom. You just shoot 4 bullets. It's pretty good. It's a one-shot kill on a person, which is pretty crazy if you have 4 shots with a rocket launcher. But I've noticed that too, because every time I get hit by it, just boom, I die. So, I mean, I've never used it myself, so I don't really have an opinion on it. I'm sure it's pretty good, and I honestly wish I had it. Now comes to probably my favorite, the Shadow Claw or the crossbow. I absolutely love that gun. Every time I see that thing on the ground, I'll pick it up and use it just because of how much it's so much fun. It's a crossbow that you can spam the trigger with. I don't know how could you not like that? You just keep spamming the trigger with it, and it's pretty accurate, honestly. And it's just a fun gun to use, honestly. I wish I could pull that gun. I honestly do. It's such a fun gun to use, and if you have it, you're extremely lucky. I wish I had that. Now we'll go to the MX Garand. I did actually pull that gun, and I'm not a huge fan of it just because of the way I play. The way I play, every time I shoot, every time I kill someone, I reload my gun. I don't know. It's just a habit. It happens every single time I do it, and I guess it's kind of annoying. But with the MX Garand, if you guys don't know, you have to empty your clip entirely in order to reload, and that's just something, it just doesn't fit my game. But it's a good gun. It's pretty strong. It's a 2-bullet kill most of the time, but it's just not something I'm a fan of because, like I said, I reload almost every time right after I'm done shooting, no matter what. I can shoot 1 bullet, I'll reload right after. I don't know why. It's just a habit of mine. So then we'll go to the RSA Interdiction. Now that's the new sniper rifle. It's not necessarily new, but it's relatively new, I should say. And I'm not a big fan of snipers. I hate snipers. I'm actually really not that good with them. I'm starting to use the SVG a little bit more because I'm starting to play search and destroy a little bit more, and I like being able to pick people off with it. So I am starting to get a little bit of a shot back with the sniper, but I've used the RSA interdiction once. I picked it up and used it, and it's it's weird, honestly, if I had needed to say, but it's pretty good. It's just like every other sniper rifle, honestly. It doesn't really remind me of any other gun, but it's decent. It's not too bad. It's not too great, but it could be great for people who snipe a lot. But from people that I've watched, they say, on their opinion on it, who actually have the gun and able to use it, they say that's really not that great. They say it gets too many hit markers and stuff, which, I mean, I used it. I've got 2 kills, I think, with it, and 1 death. And both those kills were one-shots, so I just don't have too much of an opinion on that because I never got to use it too much. So that's really all I have to say about the new weapons. Those are just my opinions based off it, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm probably going to leave the gameplay to continue on for the rest of this. I'm going to stop talking soon and just put out my outro, and I'm just going to leave the gameplay up if you want to continue watching the Skull Splitter and just see how the rest of the game plans out. I do end up winning this game. But anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys later.